Alright, hey everybody, back with another video here for you. This one is going to piss some people off. We're going to upset some people, but I'm going to set the record straight here and show you the reality of this. And we get this battle about four-cylinder versus the V8, that kind of thing. We're going to look at some of the stuff. I want to show you the reality here, and you can make your own decision. This video that I did right here a few days ago, 2 days ago, I did this video. And oh my God, the comments have blown up. Four-cylinder piece of junk. It's got a four-cylinder. Four-cylinder won't make it 30,000 miles. Four-cylinder won't make it 75,000 miles. Four-cylinder is going to fall apart. Four-cylinder is garbage. Four-cylinder can't move a full-size truck. Who would put a full-size truck with a four-cylinder in? Oh man, did they blow up. Well, good news for you guys is that when you look at it, I picked a custom Trail Boss 2025 custom Trail Boss version 1500, and we can see the pricing right here. So, and the reason I picked this one is because it is the same trim throughout. Okay, it's the same. It's four-wheel drive only. Okay, there's no way to mix this up. So we take this one here. We got 3 engine choices, 3 good ones. We do not have the bigger 6.2, but we have the option in here of the Turbo Max, which is a 2.7, $53,795. We have the diesel, $55,385, great price. And even the most expensive here is the 5.3 V8 that everybody wants. The 5.3, the V8. Everybody wants a V8. Okay, well, it's basically, if you look at it in all practicality, it's $2,000 difference is it. So if you want the V8, buy the V8. Nothing wrong with that. It's a $2,000 difference. Or is it? We're going to cover this later on. We'll look at this for real. We'll see if it really is only a $2,000 difference. Okay, we're going to dive into that. But first, before we do, let's take a look at the reality of this. Let's dive into it. So here's the specs for people that don't understand the truth about this. Just looking at numbers. Now, before we do, we're going to also make this a wash, because if you think for a second that a V8 is a Chevy V8 is more reliable than a Chevy 4-cylinder than a 2.7, you bumped your head. They're both equal. Actually, I would say that the 2.7 is more reliable than the 5.3 is, and it's also cheaper to work on. Don't believe me? Here, let's jump ahead for a second. Let's just go look. Turbos. The turbo's going to go out. The turbo's going to fall apart. Turbos are garbage. Here's the cost of a turbo right from GM Parts Center. Here's the cost of a turbo right here for the 2.7. You can see it for the 2.7 turbo in this Silverado is a $683 part, and that includes pretty much everything you need for the turbo. It's not just this unit. It's the whole set. Everything $683, and it's probably not that bad to do because it's a 4-cylinder with lots of room in the engine bay. Okay, think about that. But $683 for that. How much is it for lifter repair again on a 5.3? How much is it for lifter and cams when they go out? Which, heaven forbid, you go into the forums, because if you go into forums, man, it's going to blow your mind on how many issues there are there. Now, so when I say a wash, I mean a wash between the two of them. There is no one better than the other. Understand that. Whether you like it or don't, understand that your reliability out of a 2.7 is no different than you're going to get out of a 5.3. Now, when we take a look at it here, what's the lifter cost? Oh, it's right here in this video. How much does it cost to replace the camshaft and lifters in a 6.2 5.3 Yukon? Here it is. This is 1 year ago. Look at the price, $7,500 for a common problem that happens to these things. So point being, own either one, have an extended warranty. If not, you bumped your head. So, but like I said, people are like, oh, the turbo is going to be a problem. $60 or $700. Oh, the turbo makes everything else really bad. It's built for it. It's built like a diesel. It's got a full forged bottom end. It's designed to handle all the stuff that's done with it. So keep that in mind. Let's move on. So we know here, what's our spec numbers here? So here's the 5.3, the big 5.3, this massive, beautiful V8, this gorgeous thing, puts out 383 foot-pounds of torque. Remember, horsepower in the truck's irrelevant. Torque is what matters. You feel torque. Okay, torque is power. 383 foot-pounds of torque. Nice. What about the 2.7 little baby 4-cylinder? 430. That's 50 foot-pounds more of torque. What about the RPMs they come in at? Well, I got it somewhere in here later on for you, but realistically, it's the 2.7 is making them at 3,000 RPMs, where the 5.3 is making it at 4,100 RPMs. So not only are you getting 50 foot-pounds more torque, you're getting it 1,000 RPMs quicker. Lower down. Lower engine revving to get the power that you want out of the motor, and you're getting 50 foot-pounds more of torque. Let that sink in. And a 2.7 can tow 9,500 pounds. Now it says 9,500 here for the 5.3, but I do believe this number down here is more correct at 11.3, so the 5.3 does tow a little bit more. But you gain a couple miles of MPG with the Turbo 4 over the Ecotec 5.3. Interesting, something to think about. What about you Ford guys? Oh, I'd buy a Coyote. Well, if we're at 430 foot-pounds of torque, we look over here at the Coyote. What's the Coyote putting out? 410 foot-pounds of torque. So you're actually putting out more power, yes, power, in a 4-liter or 4-cylinder turbo 2.7 than you are in a famous Ford Coyote V8. Pretty interesting. What about over here? What about the warranty? Look at this. The Chevy 2.7 comes with a 5-year, 100,000-mile powertrain, which is extended coverage compared to the standard 5-year, 60,000-mile powertrain on most Chevy vehicles. This extended coverage is specifically for the 2.7 Turbo Max engine found in the Silverado 1500. Oh, you get 40,000 more miles of engine powertrain coverage for free from the manufacturer in this one. Pretty interesting. Got some nice bonuses there. Let's keep right on moving. We're going right through this. Let's see what else we can find. What about we go over to NHTSA here? So here's NHTSA 2024. We look at this. We got 70 complaints. You are welcome to go through them. 26 are engine, and if you click on them, you will see 6.2 in here very often. See, right here, 6.2. You will see V8s in here very heavily. I'm not going to waste your time to go through them. You are welcome to. Go right to NHTSA's website. Investigations. We got one investigation. Loss of motive power due to engine failure. What is this for? Oh my gosh, take a look at these vehicles. What is it? It is for the V8. Okay, it is for the L87 V8 engine, and it can throw a bearing and a rod. It can actually throw it right outside of the actual engine block, breaching the engine block by connecting rod. This is a big deal. Okay, there's not an investigation on the 2.7. It's an investigation on a V8. Let's look at the pricing. Let's look at that. So here we go. 2025 Silverado Custom Trail Boss, but notice I put 2-liter to 2.9-liter engine. That means that we only are finding the 2.7 in here. And since I picked the Custom Trail Boss, it's 4-wheel drive automatically. It's a simple trim level that fits everything. Here we go. So we got that. We did select new, even though I'm on new automatically. So, but we look at this now. I always cut this one out. This Bominin, I don't believe them. So, and they're always showing up on all Chevy stuff. So we cut past him and we look at these other ones where we're getting a few variety. What are we looking at? We're looking at 40,000 bucks. 40. We'll go the whole first page past that Bomber, whatever it is, Bominin. We're looking at $41,000. Yeah, we'll call it 41 grand for a Trail Boss with a 2.7-liter engine. Custom Trail Boss, the same truck. 41 grand. We go over here, we jump into here. Now here, we are the same thing, but notice I changed it to 5 to 5.9 liter. That means we are going to get the 5.3 liter only in this mix. Okay, now we got to get past this guy, and I'm telling you, he's 5 pages deep for all of his, so I'm going to jump to page 4 to prove it to you. So people are like, oh, you're lying. Okay, so here it is, coming to see we're still at all of him. Okay, now we're starting to get into some here. Okay, we're starting to. So we're at 45. Let's just go right over here, kick into here. This is the same truck. The only thing that's changed is the engine. Okay, so we look at this. We're going to call it 40, 45, 46. Let's just 47. Let's just call it 46,000. That's a difference of $5,000, not the $2,000 that we saw right here in the real world. Remember, right here we saw a $2,000 difference between a Turbo Max and a 5.3. But the real world is showing us that on the street, $5,000 difference to get the 5.3 over that one. Pretty interesting. When we look at it here, we talk about the torque numbers. I show it to you right here because I don't want somebody thinking I'm lying to them. See right here, making a torque at 3,000 RPMs for 430. Here, 4,100. Okay, so I was not lying to you. Oh, did I mention it was built like a diesel? Right there. See it? Okay, let's move on from there. Here we go. 0 to 60 time for this is for the 2.7, 6.8 seconds. 5.3, 6.1. That's basically a half a second faster for the 5.3. Why? Because horsepower wins races. But torque is what a truck uses. The 2.7 still kills it in torque. And then I already showed you these two here about the turbo price and that. So what is the highlights? What does this come out to? Here's a deal on the 2.7. Ready? $5,000 less to buy it That's 10 to 12% cheaper than a 5.3. 40,000 mile longer powertrain warranty from the factory automatically, which basically means you don't need to spend the money on an extended warranty because you already got it covered. 50 more foot-pounds of torque coming on at 1,100 RPMs less. 9,500 pounds of towing capacity for a 4-cylinder full-size truck. 2 miles per gallon better than the V8. 0 to 60 is only a half a second slower. You know, I mean, again, here's your deal. Realistically, you want to buy a V8, buy a V8. It's right here. Here it is. It's an option for you. You can get this amazing truck even with the diesel, which is incredible. I'd buy the diesel in a heartbeat. I'd buy the V8 in a heartbeat. But realistically, when you weigh all this stuff together, if I was buying this exact truck, this custom Trail Boss right here, I would be buying it with the Turbo Max 2.7 today, right now. You do with that information what you please. Put it any way you want to. But let that be something to think in when you're watching a video like this and 80% of the comments are, 4-cylinder to full-size a piece of crap. There you go. Is it really a piece of crap? You determine. Thanks for watching. Put your comments down below. Watch for the junk comments.